Dr. Fawzi holds a first-class bachelor's degree in biology with environmental science. His excellent academic rigor won him a national scholarship to pursue his PhD in collaboration with University of Mauritius. And based on his outstanding performance, he was promoted to associate professor on a fast-track basis. He's a board of member of Association for African Medicinal Plant Standards, and he was the top of among 25 young scientists to attend Food Future ICUC meeting in Italy and nominated as Young Ambassador. And his research is in the field of health science, inclining towards documenting and validating the use of complementary and alternative medicine and traditional knowledge regarding the use of natural products. His work aims to give back accurate scientific data to the local and scientific community. Other areas of his research lean towards the development of therapeutic bioproducts from local medicinal herbs from Africa. Dr. Fawzi is a scientific editor and reviewer of more than 60 peer-reviewed international scientific journals and has over 400 publications with well over 5,000 citations in his credit. He is currently working as an associate professor and the head of Department of Health Sciences at the University of Mauritius. And with that brief introduction, I cordially invite you, sir, for the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just hope that you can hear me. Is it okay? And you can see my screen also? Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes. Please on your video.
Yes. So first and above all, I would like to thank everyone, and I apologize because today I got some problems, technical problems online. So that was the main issue that I have not been able to join earlier. So I will try to be brief as fast as possible to give an overview of the different kind of research that we are doing in Mauritius. So briefly speaking, I'm going to give you a brief background about Mauritius and the status of medicinal plant research in Mauritius. And I'm going to give you an overview of the African herbal pharmacopea, and I'm going to conclude about the research. So my main aim today is not to give you a specific research that we have been conducting and the results. It's mainly to give you an overview of the status of research in a small island in the Indian Ocean that people in India used to say Little India. So I think you have been hearing about Mauritius as a small island. And now today I'm going to present you the humble work we have been doing for almost 10 years in natural product and traditional medicine at the University of Mauritius. So just to show you here, this is my small island. And I think some among you, perhaps you have visited this island. And this is other island associated with Mauritius. So Mauritius is part of the Mascarene Island. We have the main island, which is called Mauritius. And we have another island, which is called Rodrigues. So this is another diagram of the island in the Indian Ocean. So we are classified technically as part of sub-Saharan Africa.
Dr. Fawzi, please, your slides are not changed. Slide.
So I'm moving it.
Please change the slide from the left.
Can you see it now?
No, it's the same title slide.
Is it not moving now?
We are unable to see Fawzi also.
No, the same title slide it is. You have to select from the left side because it is not in full screen mode. Select from the left side. That small icons of the slides. You have to select from there.
Dr. Fawzi, maybe you can put it in the presenter. If it doesn't work, you select from the left side. But please switch on your video. We would like to see you.
Yes, I'm trying to put it, but I don't have this option here.
It was moving. It was moving. You do one thing. You on the left side, you just click each side physically. That's coming.
Yes, now
that's fine.
So it's okay. Is it moving now?
Yeah.
We have to see you.
We want to see you. We want to see you.
Also, please switch on your video.
Is it okay now?
It is okay.
Yes. So
we want to see you, Dr. Fawzi. We want to see
you on your video.
Can you see it moving?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it's moving now.
We need to see you.
So you will see that this is the
Fawzi, please switch on the video.
Your video.
Switch on your video.
Your video is not on on mode. Just switch on that video icon.
No,
You
it's
are
not
not
moving.
visible.
It's not. It's not.
Slides
No,
are
it's not
moving, but
getting
you are
on.
not visible. You are not
Yes,
visible.
I'm trying to put it on. Yes,
You
yes,
are
I'm
not
trying to
visible.
put it on. It's not.
Okay, okay. Then please carry on. Please carry
No, please carry on. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Please.
So this is the island of Mauritius. Though we are a small island, you will see that the sea mass that we have is the second largest in Indian Ocean. So you will see, according to the law of the sea, we have a very huge sea mass, and this is where also we are doing some research on natural products from the marine sources. So just to give you a bit of overview that again, Mauritius in Africa has been ranked as the first and the top most peaceful country in Africa. And you will see worldwide, we are classified at the 23rd position. So this is just an overview of some scenes in Mauritius. You will see that we are quite famous for the sandy beach, for the biodiversity, and for the colonial origin, because previously we were a French colony, then a British, then until we got our independence. Just again, the seaside view. So this is just a call for you to visit Mauritius soon. So going back again to the topic, when we talk about natural product and health sciences, when we talk about medicine and natural product and drug development, so this is something that has been coming up, the issue of climate change. And this is another perspective that I want to share with you, that people want to get drugs, and the number of cases of diseases, the challenges posed by these diseases is increasing. So this is the question we as natural product chemists, scientists looking for new drugs, and this is where natural products normally can give us answer to existing and emerging diseases. So this is where we have been looking into natural product, traditional medicine, from medicinal plants to zoo therapy also. So just I'm going to skip this slide. I think many has been emphasizing on the importance of medicinal plants and traditional medicine. But the take-home note here is we have to remember that the market is increasing as academics. Now we are talking about bioproduct development, drug development, IP, patenting, partnership with pharmaceutical companies, and also at the university nurture the principle and the idea of bio-entrepreneurship. That is how students can move their basic research into products that can be accessible, that can be commercialized. So what is the status of research in Mauritius? But before that, it is always important to know that Mauritius is a mixed culture. So we have people basically from India, from Africa, from Middle East, and from Europe that has settled. So basically we are a multicultural country. So I would like to say that we have our own system of traditional medicine, sometimes used as Creole medicine. So the typical system of research that we have been adopting was a normal academic research workflow. So we started with the ethnopharmacological surveys. So we did an extensive research in field studies from the main island to Rodrigues to neighboring island also. And then we move into the lab to do in vitro, in vivo, in silico, phytochemical analysis. And now we are moving to some of the aspect about drug hub interaction, the toxicokinetics about these herbal products and clinical studies. So from an academic, from a university point of view, this system has yielded us a huge amount of academic outputs. So our group with my PhD students and postdoctoral students and collaboration internationally, so we have been able to produce research papers, book chapters, books, collaboration with private companies and pharmaceutical companies trying to move some of our basic research into commercialization. And we have one of the highest rate of publication. Yes?
It's not, the slides are still on the fourth one. Slides are not moving.
So I think there's a
Still on the fourth one.
It's a problem. I don't know why. Because I'm
Yes, now it is.
because
now
I'm
it is.
moving.
You
I'm
just,
already on the.
now it is moving. You just select from the left side that short icons. Then it is moving. Now it is moving. Okay, please continue. So select from the left side small icons. Now it is moving. Please continue.
Okay. So yes. So what I was saying, that this is the paradigm that we have been using in terms of research and academic output. That was quite interesting for Mauritius. Based on collaboration, we have been able to produce a lot of academic output, but now we are trying to see if we can move some of these products into commercialization. So if you have a look at this normal workflow which is done at the university, we have added a new thing. So this is part of our research. So coming back again to Mauritius, which is part of Sub-Saharan Africa, the main issue is that we have a huge biodiversity, but the number of plants, the number of products that we are producing is very low. So the question has always been a challenge, why we are not moving these plants into bioproduct development. The main challenge was also a problem of pharmacopée and a problem of documentation. So when we talk about research, you will see that African medicinal plants has received much interest, but the number of active bioactive compounds reaching the market is quite low. So one of the major challenges was the documentation of these herbal medicine, and you will see that this island, which is part of Sub-Saharan Africa, is quite rich in terms of biodiversity. So again, with the increased rate of extinction, the number of medicinal plants and natural product is declining, and you will see this is island of Mauritius, which was initially one of the this is the call that it is important to document such knowledge, because as per the saying is, when an old man dies, a library burns to the ground. So in other words, this traditional knowledge is being eroded with time. So the main thing that we have been trying to do is herbal medicine. So because Mauritius has been settled mainly from India, so we have been trying to document some of these and we of medicinal plants between Mauritius and India, and this was one of the research that we have published. Then we have done other type of research, because Mauritius is also part of the China Convention, and we have been using Chinese traditional medicine. So we did a full survey of the different Chinese traditional medicine that we have been using. Then based on the knowledge that we have been gaining from the field work, what we have been doing, we have been trying to categorize these documentation into different parts. So the Ayurvedic categories, we have been trying to check for anti-diabetic properties, and we also moved to the neighboring island called Rodrigues, and we found a lot of medicinal plants. Right. So based on this, we also move to from terrestrial to aquatic, because as I mentioned earlier, we have one of the largest sea mass in the Indian Ocean. So we work on some of these medicinal plants, and we started to work on some mangrove plants, which is very common. We also move into the ethnozoological survey in Mauritius, where we produce the first documentation of animals and animal products that were used traditionally to treat diseases. And this, we produce a couple of nice reviews to potential medicinal plants that have commercial values from Mauritius and Sub-Saharan Africa. Right, so this is just an overview of some plants, some African plant that is common in Mauritius and Sub-Saharan Africa. And recently we have been working on a plant called baobab. And this plant is quite interesting because it has been used in the nutraceutical. It has been used normally as a cosmetic, and we recently found that it inhibits key clinical enzymes that is involved in diabetes and management. So this is one of the basic research that we have been about the enzyme inhibition and the kinetic studies for almost 10 years above. We have been trying to screen natural product for different targets in vitro using in silico, in vivo studies, and now we have moved into some clinical studies on some herbal medicine. So the in vitro assays were classified into typical pharma target, and we also have non-pharma target. And then we move also into the in vivo studies. So this is one of the studies that we conducted with Malaysia, with the facilities about the moringa extract and on obese rats, so how they can decrease sugar absorption and how they can be used to manage diabetes and obesity related. So we didn't restrict ourselves only to natural products that can be used for healthcare. So we also move into phytocosmetics, and we did a comprehensive review of the literature from the African herbal pharmacopée that can be used as phytocosmetics. So as I mentioned earlier, so we have a lot of sea resources, marine organisms. So we have started to study some sponges, some microalgae, some seaweeds, and this is the workflow that we have been following. So coming back again to one of my PhD students who has been working on. So we did a comprehensive the phytochemical profiling and the biological properties, and this is one of the research that we publish on Rhizophora mucronata as a natural product with a lot of useful compounds. So recently also we have tried to add some contribution towards antiviral products, antiviral natural products. So we produce a comprehensive literature work on plants that can be harnessed from the Mascarene Islands that can be used against viruses such as the COVID virus, the SARS, the Zika virus, and even the dengue virus. So we have been able to produce some interesting preliminary studies on the antiviral properties of these medicinal plants. So I apologize that the screen is not showing properly, but this is another line of research that we have been doing on herb-drug interaction. So many product chemists, pharmacologists, they tend to ignore this aspect of drug-herb interactions. So we have done the first comprehensive research on herbal medicine, use. You will see one of the adverse reactions of herbal medicine, quantitative assessment of severity. And recently we got a paper accepted in the Journal of Food and Chemical Toxicology about herb-drug interactions of common herbal medicine using data mining and in silico studies. So this is a grant that we have recently completed about COVID-19. So we have screened different databases and we have used in silico studies, molecular simulation about potential lead compounds from the Mascarene Islands and from other compounds from the mainland Africa. So just to go quickly a bit, you know, one of the main challenge of African countries, including Mauritius, is about a pharmacopée. We don't have a well-documented, validated herbal pharmacopée, and this is one of the only one that was produced almost 2 to 3 decades before. And recently, we have been trying to revamp the herbal pharmacopée, and the second edition is going to come from our team of research. So just to conclude quickly, you will see that the study that we have been following has been the in vitro, in vivo, in silico studies, moving to preclinical studies, and now we are collaborating with at least 3 pharmaceutical companies to produce these bioproduct development. So this is one of the mottos that we have been using, Africa Green Goal, translating indigenous knowledge into business opportunities. So again, I would like to thank all my PhD collaborators across the globe, and particularly for Dr. Ramesh Kumar for having extended the invitation to me. So again, I apologize because of the technical problem. I have not been able to present it, neither the slide is working or the camera is working properly. So I sincerely apologize for this. Thank you very much.